Hey guys, Shaun from Overdrive Orchestra here, and just wanted to hop on and make a quick video for you guys. We've been getting a lot of questions about how we got some of the tones on our latest album, Electric Mind, that came out on February 2nd. And I thought that I would do a little video series for you guys and bring on some other guys in the band, and we could talk about how we got some of the guitar tones on the album. And in order to keep the size of the video short, we're going to go song by song, and we'll start with the title track, HCBM. Let's get into it. HCBM starts off with kind of a spirally, spacey, swirly, clean intro, and that was accomplished just through a clean amp with an Eventide H9 pedal set to the crystal delay. We dialed in a patch there, and that's what you're hearing. It's just that pedal and that kind of swirling intro there. For the rhythm sounds, it was mostly accomplished with a Marshall JCM 800, and the guitar might surprise you, actually. With such a hard rock tone, you would think that that would be a Gibson Les Paul or something with humbuckers, but it was not. It was actually this guy right here. This is my Supro Westbury, and these gold foil pickups are what you're hearing for most of the rhythm tones on HCBM. We ran this guitar, split the signal. One side went to this King of Tone clone pedal that I have right here by Doxa Sound, a guy who I bought this pedal off of Reverb from, and we used the right side. And the other half of the signal was split to a Big Muff direct, and we blended the two sounds. And the King of Tone side went to a Marshall JCM 800 that we had in the studio, and then the Big Muff was just direct into the board, and we blended the two. That's why when you listen to those rhythm tracks, you'll hear it's not so mid-focused, and it's not as punchy. It's more warm and full-bodied and a little fuzzy, and that is because of the blend of the Big Muff and the King of Tone through the Marshall JCM 800 and these gold foil pickups. Now the solo for HCBM was actually this Fender Stratocaster right here. This is my Stevie Ray Vaughan 2001 Fender Stratocaster. I've had for a long time, and the pickups have been replaced. These aren't the Texas Specials. These are some Sir pickups, and I love the thing. And we used this on the solo just to kind of cut through. And the amp we used might surprise you. It was a small kind of combo amp called the Teisco Checkmate, an old, I think it's a 10-inch or maybe even smaller speaker, and we just cranked the thing up, no pedals or anything. We just cranked into that small little combo amp. Now I'd like to kick it over to Chris, who's going to talk about some of his parts on HCBM.
HCBM. What more can be said about that song that hasn't already been said by the song itself? That was one of the tunes that Shaun brought to the table when he joined the band. It was pretty fully realized when he showed it to us, so didn't take a whole lot of pre-production with that tune. He had all the riffs going, so I took it upon myself to just add a little bit of color and texture to that song. Very much just complimentary, but I would say that you can kind of notice the two guitars in that song. You know, Shaun's got all the really punchy parts, and mine's a little more spacey. Just, again, adding textures and different flavors to that song. With it being one of the heaviest songs on the record, as well as the lead-in track, I called upon my trusty Gibson Les Paul. This is kind of my go-to guitar on and off the stage. Nothing like a pair of humbuckers to really cut through the mix, and it really complements Shaun's guitars. The two pedals that I use predominantly on that song are going to be the JHS Mini Foot Fuzz, as well as the MXR Carbon Copy Delay. The Mini Foot Fuzz really cuts through. It sounds like a chainsaw compared to like a Big Muff or any other type of fuzz. Almost has a bit of a distortion quality to it. But that, coupled with the delay, gives a really, really interesting quality. You can hear that on the intro of the song. Anytime you hear the delay trail, it's going to be that. Hear it on some of the choruses, as well as the bridge and the outro. My go-to amp for the stage is a Vox AC15, so that's what I'll be using for this example, but pretty similar sound. This is a really pedal-friendly amp, so those sounds were accomplished as such. You'll also hear that guitar faintly in the outro, that really heavy chugging part. So yeah, anytime you hear that that delay trail, that's going to be the slide guitar part. A few other parts that I added to the song would be the alternate picking guitar on the second verse, kind of a call and response to complement what Shaun is doing with his part. So that is very simply a Big Muff pie direct into the board. One of the coolest sounds you can get, nothing like a fuzz going right in, really cuts through the mix. The last part that we added, I should say that I added, would be the riff at the end of the song after Shaun does his blistering chugging riff. And the band comes back in. That is accomplished. Once again, cranked up Marshall. We did utilize my wah pedal for that.
So there you have it, guys. That is how we got the guitar tones on HCBM. Stay tuned for a future video where we get into our next song, Parallel.